Welcome everyone to another beautiful evening here in Champions League. My name is Ufin and I welcome you to the first official matchup of Week 5 here in Champions League. We'll be having a beautiful matchup here, a Hydra against Lone Star Velocity on the night. Now, speaking of these two teams, as we, have seen them before, we actually have seen Leslie on the short end of the stick. Last week we can have a little gander at the week that has been. If we, just go a little up here, we can, observe that they haven't had the most fun end to week 4. They have certainly needed to rebound at some point somewhere. And hopefully week 5 for them is the place for what could be considered a rebound back to form. And when it comes to Hydra, I mean, they enjoyed a series, well, hopefully enjoyed a series against none other than the Thunderbolts. They're also losing 3-1, the same as Lone Star Velocity, so this is basically just like a rebound week for both teams. But without further ado, let's look at the rosters here. Tonight we have Hungry Hippo 300, the team captain. That would be a rename from Funky, Vogue Tempo, Camutran, but tonight, Hydra, as I've been informed, and the people who have seen the transactions channel also have been informed, we will be having a interesting substitution, an emergency sub pulled for Hydra in place of Vogue Tempo, and that would be King Savage getting recently dropped from Team Reapers. And on the other side we have the usual roster, 2 Lone Star Velocity, Lights Out Zack, joined by Oni. Now, these teams, I think like Hydra maybe will mesh well with the sub. Hopefully they will, for them, for their own achievements, but Lone Star Velocity always meshes together well. They know how to play around each other, they know how to play well around each other, and I think Oni being on that team is going to boost them substantially towards a win, I think, hopefully tonight and or even further in their series. Now, we can go ahead and get our players fielded. And we can begin the action momentarily. As our players join the field, we can see their cards glistening in all their simplistic glory. Only going for the kickoff against, that was Zack against Hungry Hippo 300. That is going to be a multi-cast here, especially if he decides to be a little sprintier than usual. Hungry Hippo now getting one off the backboard, only challenging, getting bumped there. Zack. Camutran up for the challenge, nothing due. A demo by King Savage, and he already is proving himself as a valuable asset. Camutran being deleted and only saving his own teammate's shot. Zack up now, but it only goes into the corner. The Lights Out, not able to get that on target. King Savage with a nice touch of the ceiling, down to Camutran, only there to pick up the slack. Hungry Hippo in position to get that out of the net. Zack now, King Savage. And I mean, again, we can see Savage kind of proving himself here as that third player. This team needs a disruption, a person who can bring the heat, who can bring the demos, who can bring the uncertainty to any opponent they might face. A nice shot here by Lifestyle going a little wide to the left. Oni now going a little wide to the right this time, following a bump from King Savage. Hippo now, Camutran, Savage back in net, kind of on the back leg, but doesn't get the save, sadly. And we have Lights Out with a goal. Now Zack, King Savage, Camutran, Hungry Hippo. Oni going for the back corner 100 instead of challenging the play. Smart decision from him. Hungry Hippo now with a shot on target. Cami bumping, but no, the crossbar saves Team Lone Star Velocity in this one. Oni with a reset doesn't get it. King Savage able to deny Zack, denying him as well. Zack taking out some aggression on Hungry Hippo there. Oni, King Savage whiffing on the backboard. Camutran now in the corner. Hungry Hippo back. Zack may be able to get a touch around him. Yes, gets it midfield to Oni. Can on the back foot now. King Savage able to clear out. Maybe for a dribble. No, his 148 cell body does not allow another dribble. King Savage now lights out. Oh, almost gets it. And Oni there to save it off the line. Neutral now. Hungry Apple going up for it. Missing the shot on an empty boost back Zack. Lights out now in the corner. King Savage again being a little more aggressive on the play here. 2 minutes elapsed and we are only 1 goal into this one. A series as close as anyone could have, I think, imagined it being at this point in time. Neutron only a little hesitant tonight going to the ball. Maybe some speed issues, maybe he's just not warmed up yet currently and is only starting to heat up his own engine. Hungry Apple now, Only going a little up, a little down with the flip reset, not getting what he desired there from that one. Neutron lights out, backed up by Zack, but almost an unfortunate double commit there from them if they decide to jump on it all at once. Hungry Apple with a shot, and Oni can stretch to it. Oni gets there just in the nick of time, getting that nice sprawling save, and lights out, puts it in again for his team. I thought that was saved by Hydra. I thought Hungry Hippo got enough on that one, but it seems as it was only a redirection into the net. Thank you to the people in chat, but yeah, it is it is interesting to hear me cast around here. But yeah. Anyway, only now on the ball, lights out, Savage. And I mean the whisper casting could be you know, also a thing I can become famous for within CL. As we have the obvious shout casting here, which only I think would be fond of because his plays need to get highlighted with a little shout. But I think whispering here could actually, you know, be my trademark at some point. King Savage, lights out. Oni now back into the corner here by King Savage, unable to get there, flopping like a fish to get to the ball. Neutron. Lights out, funky sting off that one, Oni. Neutron, Hungry for getting a clear, lights out on 0 boost, same as Oni, missing both mid and corner boost. Zack now up just a lobby over to, just a lob over to King Savage. Hungry now, Oni getting a nice touch, Neutron there to back it up. Zack, and unless something extraordinary happens here in the last minute of this match 1, I don't see Hydra coming back from the 2-goal deficit. Maybe a little more offensive action from Neutron. We know him from previous games to be that offensive, hot-headed striker for Hydra. But tonight he's been kind of docile, a little on the back foot here on mostly defensive plays. We've seen him play third man for most of the match, apart, you know, from King Savage, who obviously needs to hang back as he does not have the necessary mechanics to outplay Oni and Zack, or lights out in their likeness. 20 seconds to go now. Neutron with a bend into the corner, getting redirected away by lights out. King Savage. Zack now. Hungry Ape with a lob above the goal. And as the ball and play kind of fizzles out here in the corner, we get a goal from Hungry Hippo 300. First strike from this lad here with the new name change. Funky definitely being fond of it, as it is bringing him a feast only initiated by the name change itself. You know, Hungry Hippo got 8. But as we settle down into the last seconds, LSV take game 1, T1, and we will slowly shift into well, folks, that was a game, definitely. I think Hydra have the opportunity to bring this one back, have the opportunity to even sweep them from now on, of course, you know, with that one game against their record. But I do think they have the ability to get there even with the emergency sub and not their prime roster consisting of Vogue Tempo as an extra addition there. But folks, LSV, you know, now with Oni, him getting 507 points, Zac only 80, I think they will be a formidable opponent for anyone, not just this Hydra roster here. And Oni, I think, can single-handedly ensure his team's victory if he does not, I don't know, see a squirrel run past him on the screen, or he doesn't give the eyes to someone in the stands, maybe a little, you know, a hot dog vendor looking over him saucy style, with a nice long frank. Or maybe popcorn. I don't know what Oni's preferences are. So we'll see here as we get on with the game. Zac now passing it out, but only meeting King Savage here. Camutran up for it. Only a little awkward on that one. Going back into the corner. Hungry Hippo may be able to get a touch. No, Zac sends it over him. King Savage now in the corner. Cammy Neutron. Oni with that. And yes, lights. I don't think he wanted to leave this to Oni, but Oni maybe called for it. And calm that he has a better angle for this one. Lights out kind of backflipping off the play. And Oni taking the cake and the first goal here. 30 seconds in and already goal scoring action. We love to see that here from these two teams. Hopefully Hydra can surge back and get one to tie the game. It would be nice and fortunate to see an overtime stanza in this one, as these teams I do think deserve a nice fruitful game 5 on Champions Field. As in any other team, lights out, barely stretches to that one with 0 boost on the line. Beautiful shot by Cammy Neutron, but even more beautiful save from lights out himself. Only out with the challenge, Zac may be able to get to that one. No, leaving the opportunity for lights out, but Hungry Hippo now with the ball with an open net. Only back there, maybe a pass, maybe a sauce up to Cammy. Cammy in an awkward position here, kind of went over him, the ball did. Oni now into the corner. Ooh, tries to go for placement, but is not as precise as he needed to be in that moment. Grepo now over to Cam Neutron. The angle unfortunate for him. Lights out. King Savage may be able to challenge Oni. Gets it good 50, but no one there to take it from Team LSV. Oh, and even though Hungry Hippo tried to stash for that one, Zac with a nice screll, nice carry from that little I'm guessing misplay of positioning there. Cameos are not able to get to it as fast as he wanted. And we have LSV up 2-0 yet again. Lights out now. Oni maybe with one. Ooh, almost gets it. Oni actually got a touch on that one. I did not see his wheel move. Might have been looking at the wrong wheel there, but his undercarriage definitely did make contact with that one. I guess unfortunate miss save there from Cammy Neutron. I mean, Oni, you know, as his name implies, a demon on this pitch of a mythical proportion, of Japanese mythical proportion, to put it where it's supposed to be. And I mean, his ghostly touches, his ghastly redirect here, only adding to the myth that he's creating of himself on this pitch. Cammy Neutron with the send, Zac able to get to it and send it into the corner safely. Hungry Hippo now over to Oni to maybe perform some aerial magics. King Savage futilely jumping up for that one. Hungry Hippo able to cut back in. Zac getting a nice 50, popping it out back into midfield. Hungry Hippo maybe with the flick over lights out. No, lights out gets to that one first. Cam Neutron into the corner over Oni. Oni going for some more aerial magic. This time just to clear out to midfield. No one is going for it. Everyone's on their back foot. Everyone's facing the ball with their behind. Lights out with the send off. Zac denied by the crossbar. Only not able to get that one. Doesn't predict the bounce off the crossbar. And Savage able to get it off the line. Followed by a save from Hungry Hippo. Zac, Neutron, lights out. Hungry with the Laban. And that is in off crossbar. The crossbar now being fortunate more for the Hydra bunch than it was for LSV with that Baron down action, but this one goes Baron in. Beautiful send from the halfway point of the pitch. Heavy Neutron now with a send, only there to get it, but Zac takes the one. Takes the touch on this one. Hippo. Lights out. King Savage, Heavy Neutron on the back wall there. Ready for a send. Hungry Hippo with a send of his own. Zac in the midfield. King Savage now. Zac. Zac going up. Cammy Neutron. Lights out. Hungry Hippo. King Savage. Savage trying to do something in the corner, but only bangs it into the wall and only has a free shot. That's a misplay. This kind of thing can be happening if you're an E-sub for a team and you're supposed to, be their holy grail and savior. Of course, Savage is not their holy grail and savior. That would be a sub or a high sub, but Savage does need to perform well as well, and sending it into the wall like this, it just does not do what you think it would. It's a common mistake we see in lower ranks where the point is to just bang the ball away, get it away, because if you can't touch it, the opponent shouldn't be able to touch it. But yeah, it works not in the favor of Hydra on that one. Oni, maybe with a serve up. No, Zaxi kind of just going on an adventure there into the ceiling. Oni sending it a little too far, a little too wide. LSV now still up 3 with 1.5 minutes left to go in this one. Lights out. King Savage getting the better of that one. Zack now going into the ceiling with that one. Hungry Hippo in the corner. Lights out. Trying to challenge, only faking that one. Only into the backboard for Cam and Newtown, getting control touch down to the left wall here. Lights out going to Corral, getting it back into the backboard. And the ball just kind of sits there awkwardly for no one to pick it up, but Cam and Newtown gets a nice clearing touch there. Lights out balling his own teammate. Zack, King Savage. Only kind of left in an awkward position. Lights out also not in the best rotation there on the wall. Camutar maybe with a clear. Lights out predicting that one, but going a little too far left for a double. Oni, nice one. Hungry Hippo able to challenge. King Savage whiffing on that one. Camutar left with 0 boost. Hungry Hippo isn't too hot on his reserves either. Lights out with the challenge. In this beautiful crimson luminescent Octane, but speaking of Octanes, Oni gets one here. It's 5-1 Brazil in the reach, I think, within the last 18 seconds, but the Hydra will not let that slide. Camitran almost saving that one, but just putting it a little too far off to the side into his own net. Camutran now, maybe the send. No, Zack. Hungry Hippo whiffing on that one badly, expecting Zack and or Cami to hit that one. King Savage, lights out now. Camutran with send, and I believe this game will end a 5-1 decisive victory. A little BTA submission from LSV for this week. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, we can look at the stats here after game 2, and oh my days. Only again leading charge now. Zack actually being able to do something as well. Why do we have the entire Hydra team departing the pitch? Okay, so now we'll be having a substitution here. I'm seeing, would it be the actual sub for this Hydra squad here being fielded in, Enigma, a person who is actually on the roster this time. We are going to be having the Hydra team join us shortly. The issues experienced. The issues experienced by the team. I'm seeing more issues with Rocket League here as one of the players from Hydra experiences a black screen prior to joining, but we have them fielded now. Give them the go ahead, that they're good to go. Everyone is here, and we should be. Wait, actually. Okay, anyway, now we have all the players joined, finally fielded on the match here. And we can go ahead and rumble for this game 3 Hydra against Lone Star Velocity. A nice send, Lights Out not able to get that one off a rip. Getting a little Ufen moment here with that clutch post save on the Hydra side. Only with a clear into the corner, getting an awkward touch there. Lights Out, maybe able to follow, but no, they double commit on that one, leaving Enigma with a free shot here, a Hungry Hippo, and they put it in, capitalizing off a double commit and a mistake from LSV this early on. I think this needs to be a boost for Hydra in the mental states, because they've been down and out in the first 2 matches of the series, and they need something to force them to bounce back. Enigma maybe being that one, King Savage balling, Lights Out, but not getting that one on target. Enigma being kind of lost there in the midfield, expecting another follow-up touch from King Savage. Enigma now trying to save it in the corner, getting one touch on that one. Hungry Apple getting that 100 boost in order to attempt to save the situation, getting bumped by Lights Out in his own net. Enigma still kind of balling on the field here, sent out by Zack. A nice challenge by Hungry Apple, maybe getting one more. No, only backflipping awkwardly into this one. I think he was trying to get ahead of the play, but instead he gets behind it. King Savage now balling 1, balling 2, maybe a full team ball. Everyone's balling like it's a funeral. Now we get Hungry Apple now. Oni on the ball, Lights Out. 1 minute elapsed, and the Hydra bunch is finally in the lead for once. They're getting, I think that the substitution for Cami Neutron here, even though Cami is usually the leading goal scorer for Hydra, I think it's just been a weird night for him. Maybe someone didn't give him his protein shake on time. Maybe the boost was a off-brand one and not the all-in-all brand he usually does supply himself with. Zack, no, Enigma clears it off here. Enigma now with a send, King Savage, Hungry Apple, maybe able to get the one. Oh no, only bangs it down. King Savage bangs it out now. Zack missing. The ball is there for anyone to take, but only gets it to the sidewall. Enigma with the shot, Lights Out with a pinching save off the post. King Savage now only on the ball. Enigma able to go for that one, but Hungry Hippo decides to go for it instead. Again, one more touch, Enigma there, and whiffs. Ooh, that is something that will go in the Enigma files. Maybe he is trying to be a secret div player. Maybe he's trying to be confusing, as his name does imply. But what is not confusing there was that addition to the Enigma files later down the line. King Savage, Enigma, over Zack. Only now being forced to take that challenge here. King Side challenging on the wall, only with 0 boost, but still gets a nice touch on it. Enigma there to save it away. Lights Out, Enigma getting one on this one. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in this one. Hungry, King Savage. Enigma may be able to catch up to that one, but leaving King Savage to go for it. Hungry Apple left on his back foot with no boost here. Going to the ceiling, trying to get it over Oni. A nice challenge from him. King Savage now. Trying to go backward, but saved by Enigma instead. Hungry Apple just waiting for the touch, not being cornered in until Oni comes in charging. Enigma over Lights Out, only the only one to get there. Enigma following yet again. Hungry Apple waiting for another team play from them. These two players might be developing into a dynamic duo of sorts, Enigma and Hungry Apple, as they've been serving each other up attempting to for pretty much this entire match 3. King Savage with the send, only that to collect slowly. Enigma getting a nice touch over, waiting out Oni. Getting his boost as well. A flick over 1, flick over 2, no, Lights Out gets that one, and he saves it into the corner. This game is the closest of the series so far, with Lone Star Velocity being effectively shut down from scoring opportunities, apart from a few breaks by Oni. But the Hydra defense and the offense actually hemming them in their own half is helping the cause for the folks in green. Well, technically blue on the pitch, but you get what I mean. Lights Out with the serve up now, going over into the backboard. Zack with a nice pre-jump there, getting the better of it. Enigma with the send, 40 seconds ticking down. Oni, King Savage on the ball now, missing. Angrepo able to challenge with desperation on that one with 0 boost. Going over, Lights Out. No, Enigma gets to that one. first, and he puts his team up 2 with the score how it was this entire game. I think this is the dagger in the backs of Lone Star Velocity, unless there's a giant collapse in the back line of Hydra in this one. Zach now. Lights out. Oni. Oni with one. King Savage. Maybe getting one. Oni with the shot, but Hungry Hippo there to save it away and save his team from a potential tie. Hungry Hippo almost with the shot on. Enigma following, and it is Enigma yet again. 2 goals on the game. Maybe lobbying for a hat-trick here, but he gets his team safe into a game 4. And folks, I told y'all, Hydra has the opportunity to reverse sweep here. They have the manpower in their roster. They just needed to search for the right one, and Enigma seems to be the correct piece of the puzzle they were missing. Lights out, Hippo, Zach, Oni, Hippo again. Maybe getting one more to send into the locker room to ice LSV just one more time. Let's getting to that one, and Zach should just let this one fall, and he does. 3-0, and we might be seeing a substitution from LSV as well. People in here playing chess rather than Rocket League, seeing what is happening around them. I mean, great contribution here from King Savage, not doing much on the score sheet, but the score isn't all that matters. He had decisive plays, he had opportunities where he could ball the entire team of LSV, and he has definitely contributed to this win. Enigma, 2 goals, 1 assist, 1 save. Beautiful contribution from him. Hungry Hippo being the star of the show with 587 points, 3 saves, a defensive masterclass from him. Zach and Lights Out only, I think, going for a, not a substitution here, but a R change is what I'm looking at here. Zach and Lights Out, I mean, these 2 folks being shut down. Lights Out with a save contribution, Zach with a little more shots on net, but nothing that would get the RLCS Boston 2026 attendee on the board with a score of his own. Now folks, we'll be waiting for Game 4 to conclude, and I would like to see your opinions in chat. Do you think Hydra has it in them to actually come back and take this series into Game 5 on Champions Field, where all glory will be decided in those 5 allotted minutes? Or do you think LSV will just, regroup after this loss to Enigma, basically manning the offensive for Hydra, and will they get the dub in this Game 4? Only now, Lights Out, Enigma. With the touch here, Zach over him, only the last to defend, and gets sent by the simplest touch from Enigma. The thing is, for high style players, for high MMR players, the simplest play often is the most useful play to use against them. A nice pop-up here, a single jump into the ball, gets it over Oni, who is just slightly out of position, and we have a new game, folks. Oni now with flash into the corner, no one there to pick up the slack for him. King Savage doing some disruptive work. Lights Out is motionless in the middle of the field, and he's back at it. Maybe a controller disconnect, something happening, but his team did not get scored, and as a result, King Savage now getting one off the backboard. Hungry Hippo hunting down Oni. Enigma now going off the wall. No, reserving some time, playing it careful instead of going for a overzealous play here. We see Oni switching from the Octane to what I believe is a Crimson Fennec. Lights Out with a touch of his own. Nice off-wall save by King Savage, and that is a full pitch pinch by King Savage off of Lights Out's dome. I mean, I don't think they could have picked a better emergency sub, could they? With Savage being the man, the myth, the legend, the Savage here to ravage the LSV defenses with a beautiful pincher of Lights Out. That is definitely going to be a league highlight of the week, unless something even more spectacular happens. Maybe an Oofen triple reset in the Nameless series against Big Dub. gaming later this week. Lights out. Ooh, Hungry Hippo missing that one. An Oofan moment as I was talking about myself. He immediately sends an open net away instead of scoring that one. Savage only with a touch. Hungry Hippo again off the goal line. I think he at this point could call himself Patrick Roy, Martin Brodeur, or Dominic Hasek, depending on which NHL goalie you prefer, because he has made the crease his life in these past 3 games. Zach, Enigma. Hungry Hippo with a touch again into the crossbar, but gets the double tap as the ball bounces fast enough to meet him again in the air. A beautiful send by Enigma, followed by a nice touch here over Lights Out, Onin unable to get into position, kind of giving up on that one as he thought that would be going in directly. And Hungry Hippo gets the double. Enigma now, Zach. Oni going up for that one. Double commission with Lights Out. Maybe another touch here from Oni. Getting one on net, a redirect, reminiscent of what Lights Out was trying to achieve at some point. Calm as well from Team Bloom, trying to be a little known for his redirects. Hungry opponent getting that one, but Zach unable to put it in. Only with another touch, flip reset, and a double tap. A gorgeous high level play here from Oni, recognizing he needs to shift his speed, backs down, gets the flip reset, gets the reset, gets the touch off the post there, and gets it in. And LSV are within 2. With almost half the game elapsed off the clock now, Zach may be able to get one for LSV. Only with another double tap opportunity, doesn't get one. Lights Out. King Savage left facing the ball backwards, but gets a beautiful desperation save here. Hungry Hippo flailing on that one. Enigma putting it over Zach. Enigma with one more. Hungry Hippo putting it off the post. And another Oofan net moment as we dub it here in CL. Enigma. Lights Out. King Savage with a send. Oni with a double tap opportunity. No, puts it off the backboard. Zach unable to follow. King Savage maybe with a clear. Hungry Hippo bumping Lights Out. And that is another goal from King Savage. Will they allow him to get 3? Will they allow King Savage to stat pad in this game 4 to get them into game 5? The chief, the commander-in-chief, the King Rex himself, King Savage here, getting another one on the board. Hungry Hippo, Oni. Enigma may be able to salvage something here. He's actually getting bumped this time. Oni maybe deeming him too much of a threat in this later stage of the series. King Savage now with the send out mid. A beautiful 50 there against Oni. Hungry Hippo sending there, but Zach able to rise up to the challenge. Another 50 by King Savage in the Titanium White Octane. Lights Out with the carry over Enigma. Hungry Hippo maybe there up for it. Decides to wait it out and get a touch around him, touch around Oni. Zach left on the back foot there. Zach puts it into the corner efficiently for Oni. King Savage pre-jumping Oni, feeling himself in this game 4. My guy is shooting for the stars and aiming even higher and higher than he would be ever considered for. Enigma, King Savage, Oni getting one touchdown here into the corner. Enigma waiting for that full boost. Hungry Hippo. Zach. Enigma now with almost a send. Zach getting it off the King Savage getting it off the goal line there. Lights Out, unable to follow. Oni with the touch. And that would be Hungry Hippo getting the first one, not even a save. And Zach puts it top cheddar left corner there off the bounce. I mean, you had both of your defensemen. You had Enigma and King Savage away. And Zach just had an easy put into the left corner because of Hungry Hippo's the desperate dive for that one. Not getting enough of a scoop to get it out in the first place. Hungry Hippo, Lights Out, Oni, Zach. Hungry Hippo going up with it now. Enigma there to follow, waiting for touch from Lights Out, getting their mistake first. Zach with the send, Oni doing Pilates in the middle of the pitch there. The flips not really responding to him the way he needs to have them respond to him. King Savage maybe with the send. No, Zach gets to that one first. It goes high, it goes low, and a beautiful beautiful own goal double tap there by, I do believe it was Enigma, who just can't get the angle to get it out, and instead he puts it off the crossbar into his own net, and we're within 1, folks. This game 4 can end the series here if Ulster Wills to get one more lucky bounce that way. Zack now Oni missing, and Hungry Hippo puts it in. So the series will go to a game 5 unless 10 seconds give us 2 goals here from the Lone Star Velocity Bunch, which statistically I can say is improbable. Nice cheat up there by Hungry Hippo, only being a little too fast, a little too curious, getting that one. Enigma out with Zack, and yes, we have the final 5 seconds ticking down. Unless the goal is scored now, there is no chance for them. Hungry Hippo sends it away, lights out, just banging this one into the wall, only not letting it drop though, maybe going for some 0-second plays. But Hydra push us into a game on Champions Shield. Hydra push us into a full game, into a full 5-game series. And my god, I can't be happier that I'm casting this one. Now the only thing that can happen here to ruin the moment would be the servers not wanting us to get to Champions Field at all. For some reason the match showing, okay, perfect. And yep, looking at the score here, I mean, it is obvious Hungry Hippo is putting his team on his back with that MVP again. King Savage now with 444 points, a little ominous if you were... I do believe Chinese 4 sounds the same as death in their language, and I mean King Savage providing 2 goals, one of them I think being the dagger eventually in LSV's back for this game 4, and affording us a game 5. Folks, this is a great way to open the week. This is a great way to open scheduling for other teams. This is a great way to start off a Monday night. And you know how I said the only thing that would ruin it would be a rehost? Well, we have a rehost. As you wait for Rocket League to start loving us again, and get us on this Champions Field pitch here. I mean, we can, you know, all be content with how you guys voted in the predictions. Actually, let me check those. Then it's almost a tie on the predictions. 44% of y'all's points going towards LSV, 56% going towards Hydra winning. And from the looks of it, this is going to be also a very even series for both teams as per your guys' predictions. We'll see if LSV fans go out tonight with a payout of the ages, a golden age for them, for their wallets, or if it's going to be Hydra fans getting scot-free off this one. As we wait for, I do believe this time it is only to join the field after the rehost. Again, Rocket League loving the server authentication. Getting rid of bots was one thing, but getting rid of insufficient servers was not apparently on the menu for the day. And we have only joining the game. Players are getting fielded, tires are getting warm, and guys, ladies and gentlemen, I'm ready for game 5 action. Enigma with a wait there, I was just checking if all players are indeed fielded. They are. I believe that was a sort of miscommunication there on the kickoff, but from the LSV bunch, but nothing to be taken with. Ooh, a double demo here. Hungry Hippo going for Zack and Lights Out going for Hungry Hippo. A nice mutual demolition there. Ooh, and Lights Out puts it over Savage. Maybe a little discombobulation here in game 5, seeing the lights and the fans lining the stands here in Champions Field. Enigma getting that one, King Savage being a little out of position, and a double demo pausing disruption. Enigma now in the corner, back to Hungry Hippo, getting a demo instead of getting getting a shot. Playing Zack as if he owes the ball, only with a touch, awkwardly gets it, but Enigma saves it away. Lights out with one, gets it down to Zag. Zag shoots but misses. Enigma now, Zag with a second chance to redeem himself. Enigma gets it off the goal line. Not even a save attributed to him. The highway robbery from the game's detection system there. Zag, lights out. Oni with a touch here. Hungry Hippo trying to back check him on that one. Enigma in the corner with Oni again. Savage getting a touch on that one. Hungry Hippo flinging it up into the ceiling. Zach now. Enigma. Lights out, putting it on target, but Hungry Hippo there to save. Zach with a send and an awkward pinch goes off his body into the left hand corner of their defensive side. Oni challenged by Enigma, getting a send over him. Oni with another touch. Enigma almost on-goaling there if it wasn't for Lights Out's challenge. Zach with one, only sending it up high, going for another double tap. Zach trying to beat him to it. Get Seal of the Glory, Lights Out missing. Floating there for too long, Hungry Hippo clearing. Lights Out getting that one off the goal line. For too much chagrin from his own teammates, only now. The sand, not able to follow that ball just kind of lobbing it there for his teammates. Zach now off the wall, maybe getting one more touch over Enigma here. No, Enigma sends it downfield. Hungry Hippo with the redirect doesn't get it up enough to get it into the top corners of the of the post of the goal. Enigma Zach now with a nice touch there. King Savage only getting one. Over King Savage, lights out. Only kind of that awkward. The entire Hydra team depleted of boost, being griefed effectively by LSV, not allowing them to recharge their fuel tanks. Zach now putting it down only for Enigma to find the ball again. A nice slew of bumps there in the corner happening, disrupting Enigma's charge forward. Hungry Hippo with the send up. King Savage able to follow. What a shot from him. And Lights Out has to sprawl for that one across the ceiling. And a beautiful bump by King Savage on Oni, allowing Hungry Hippo and Enigma to put that one in. The disruptive plays, the positional awareness, the awareness of where other players are and what he is supposed to do. King Savage bringing this team effectively to a tie game in Game 5. Savage now, Oni, Hungry Hippo, Zach. Oni getting a touch on this one. Enigma, Lights Out, getting that all the way into the corner, but to no avail. King Savage getting a bump again on Oni, disrupting his charge forward. Zach getting a send high up into the ceiling. Lights Out, Hungry Hippo in the corner now. King Savage, Enigma, maybe getting a touch here instead of King Savage. He does get that one. Enigma, Hungry Hippo challenging Oni, only bumping him instead of the ball. King Savage again on the forefront of the offensive for Hydra. Hungry Hippo with 0 boost, depleting all the reserves to get to that one before Lights Out. Maybe challenging only off the wall. No, he does not go there. King Savage with send again, only going midfield. Zach unable to follow. I'm getting one shot back. Hungry Hippo clearing it out. Enigma now. Hungry Hippo. Enigma getting a touch only for it to fall down to Oni, but he has no boost to follow that one up. To the ceiling and get a play like we've seen in Game 4 from him. Back now with a send above Hungry Hippo, but he gets a touch on him, sending him to the Nether Realm. Oni with a touch. King Savage with another disruption. Beautiful bump then, disallowing the double tap. Oni again following. King Savage maybe has to turn on that one, does not. Used to do so. Enigma bothering Zach now in midfield. Hungry Hippo there first to the ball, only getting a small touch on that one, getting out into the ceiling. King Savage now with the challenge, getting it down back. Enigma with the shot, and Enigma puts it off the post! Not getting his team up one. But Hungry Hippo also puts it off the post. The shot angle just not good for him, rolling into that ball with too much speed from the left side, rolling into his hood instead of with his lights. Only now, demoed by King Savage again, the disruptiveness coming into play here. 30 seconds left to go in this one before overtime. Hungry Hippo with his end only gets one touch on this one. No team wanting to commit the cardinal sin of messing up here in this Game 5. Only getting challenged by Enigma. 10 seconds ticking down on the clock before we get to overtime. Lights out, maybe. Hungry Hippo with the shot on. Zach saves it out. King Savage left on the defensive here, challenging Lights Out on the wall. And the ball goes down. And we have overtime. Lights Out now, only on the ball. This overtime could end very fast. King Savage again disrupting. Not getting the boost from Oni, but getting the demo on him instead. Enigma. Around only here with low boost. Hungry Hippo left left in an awkward situation here, challenging off the wall, not allowing Lights Out to follow up. Acted out to King Savage, but he has his lights taken out by none other than Lights Out. Back with the send out, only beat by Enigma to the ball. Enigma taking that one more touch off the sidewall at 50 with Lights Out, and that falls in, but Zach gets it off the goal line. In a desperation attempt, King Savage goes up for another dribble, but does not get the touch he desires. One going for a play, 1-2, flip reset, getting the indicator there to pop up. Back now, Hungry Hippo. Enigma there on the wall again, preferring the right one instead over the left one. Hungry Hippo trying to wait out the 100 boost, barely mistimes it. Back now with a pinch off Hungry Hippo into the other side wall. Enigma getting it back into the corner, only pressing Zack, not allowing any breathing room for Hydra. Hungry Hippo getting a good touch back into the corner, nothing awkward to be cross crease here. Lights Out, beat by Hungry Hippo. Only kind of left on the back foot. Lights Out missing the demo. Hungry Hippo almost getting the pinch there. Off Lights Out in, but Lights Out takes a then at the end. Oh, Lights Out, a save. I'm lost. I'm at a loss for words here with the save from King Savage being there just in the right frame to stop that fast-paced double tap from Lights Out. Enigma now midfield. Zack, King Savage flying up with that one, getting the double tap. Maybe. No, doesn't get one. Hungry Hippo with send now again. Enigma. The entire Hydra bunch kind of in the opponent's goal now. Dangerous thing to be extended this match. King Savage with a small pass home. Only they're not there to collect. Hungry Hippo diving to get the save on that one, expecting a touch. Zack now going up into the ceiling with it. Enigma. And we're getting it down. Lights Out. Into the wall, banging it, only getting a nice correcting touch. King Savage banging it into the midfield. Enigma now with the follow-up. Over Zack. Into the backboard, and Hungry Hippo there to collect. No, just puts it off the backboard. King Savage unable to get there in time to capitalize on that pass from his teammate. Hungry Hippo beating only into submission into the corner. Enigma now, Zack on the ball now, Savage left as the only defenseman, but it gets a nice save again. Enigma unable to get to that one, unable to stretch, and the defenses were stretched in. Lights Out gets to this one, finally reading the ball correctly, and putting it under Enigma and in. Lone Star Velocity take game 5 2-1, and they take the series over Hydra 3-2. GG's to both sides. Lights Out putting his team on his back in this one. 574 the score on him. 2 goals, 2 saves, 4 shots, 228 for Zack, doing what he needs to do to have done there, and 218 for One, being more of a shot caller than a shot scorer in this one. But hey, we might get injuries. We might see what happened in their comms as this was going on, and what cost them to take the series to game 5 if it was Hydra's ability to actually, you know, do something with Enigma, maybe subbing out Neutron or someone who just has a better day at a given time, at a given moment. And we might be seeing Oni here in the booth very soon. As I see, he has joined the waiting room. We will wait for his teammates to join up. Lights Out. We have Zack Z here. I'll give them one more second for Lights Out to join. I don't think he will. If anything, we'll pull him in after. But right now we have Zack Z and Oni joining us in the booth. Welcome, boys. How do you feel after this hard-fought victory? All good. Just give me a second to calibrate. I do hope you're being heard. One second. Okay, you should be audible now. Please test it for me.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, you're audible now. Okay, boys, to say my question again, how do you feel after such a hard-fought victory from your side, getting all the way to game 5?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, that team played way better than I thought they were gonna be, because I was trying to see how good like my teammates really were, because I haven't scrimmed with Zack, and I've only scrimmed once with Lights Out, so like I'm just trying to see like how I could fit into their scheme. So like I was playing kind of defensive in the last like 3 games because I'm not trying to get scored on. So
Zack, any feelings?
Yeah. If we can take that in OT, Montreal can take Buffalo in OT right now.
That is something I'm guessing NHL teams because I do not recognize if that is
Oh yeah.
NFL. Okay,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, buddy. You know it.
Mm. Hmm. The Canadian coming strong out of you with this one. Uh, Now, folks, Oni, how do you feel about, you already said you were playing defensive, but how do you feel about not being the man to score every goal here in these games? How do you feel about being more of a team player than the sole shot caller?
Low key, I feel like it's a better system for me because I mean I could play defense because for some reason people don't think I can play defense. So
Mm.
you know why not play on a more offensive team? I just like playing with like more offensive teams. So uh, it's just I don't know like the team felt pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie. That's just how it felt. So if I don't got to carry, bro, that's less work for me. I'm totally down to be fucking backpacked. Oops, shit. Oop. My bad.
Guys, you all good? Zach, now a question for you, my guy. If I can even find one, your performance was just leaving me awestruck most of the time, getting nice challenges, being kind of that middleman for the team. I saw you even get, what was it, like 80 points game one, kind of in the shadow of Oni and Lights Out. But do you feel like that like middleman role I've seen you play here fits you better, or would you like a little more scoring time?
No, honestly, I don't need to score to feel good. I just love it whenever you can mesh with a team and put shots on net. It like whether you're the one putting the shots or the person you passed it to or whatever, it's just fun to like. I think it's more exhilarating to have like good team dynamic and put together great plays with everybody than it is to just solo things. So
Mhm.
I honestly love whatever position I end up playing, and if I get a shot, if I get a goal, then cool bonus, I'll die for them. But at the end of the day, we're trying to make it work as a trio.
I understand that. Now, boys, a question for you both, as you do not have your Captain Lights Out in here to answer it for you. Uh, do you fear any or expect or are excited for any teams further down your line until week 14?
I guess low key lag. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I mean, that
Yeah,
team.
well, I'm
Go
gonna
ahead,
say
Zach.
after playing with Bloom a little bit, I'm scared of matching up against those guys.
Ooh, I want to play Bloom too.
I see that the expectations are high here and that you're excited for the matches instead of fearing them. So that's good
See?
because if you go into games with fear, it does really not end up well for anyone involved here. But boys, that's going to be it for me. I'm out of questions for you guys. So if you
Wait, can I
have
say something real
any,
quick? Can I say
yeah,
something real quick?
mhm, yeah,
I want to thank the admins, you know, for like getting this game actually going, like especially
Oh yeah,
Shadow and Ufin, bro, and even Cub. Cub was there like literally in the beginning. So I just
yeah.
want to thank them for that because without them, bro, we would have probably got like a forfeit win or something. I'm
This
not
could have
gonna
been
lie.
scuffed, but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, absolutely great, and yeah,
okay, beautiful. Thank you to the admin team. Boys, I appreciate you and appreciate you being cooperative as you were. Again, thank you for joining me in the booth and congrats on your win.
Yeah.
awesome. Thanks, and
Appreciate it.
go Habs, go!
Can't wait to eat my pizza now. Really.
Have a good night, boys.
Yeah, you too.
Now, folks, that was Oni and Zach Z from Team Velocity. We're going to have a small brisk look at what what the week has in store for us here. If I get the page to behave, I do. Now, let's look at the schedule. It is Monday night. We've had a match that had to happen and it had to happen fast. But let's look at the scheduling currently in the works. We have Galactic and Metal Turtles, I believe, here Thursday the 21st at 7:30 Eastern. That is going to be a game people in the rankings committee, I think, have going very one-sided for, of course, Metal Turtles, seeing their performance, but, you know, it could always be a surprise. Galactic could pull up and do something unexpected here in that game on Thursday, but that only time will tell. Now, folks, as I do find someone to raid, thank you for joining me on this Monday night. It has been a pleasure casting another game here. It has been a pleasure being here again with my soothing voice, as some of you reported. And I will be seeing you in the next games during the week. Peace.